Welcome back to Flint Hills. You join me here as I have just got the basis started here of what we need to get going to get into this field. I'm just here refueling everything. So once we get these two combines filled up, we can get them going in the field. I've already put the corn that I've harvested to get this section here in the grain giant there, just so it's a little more complete, if you will. Both combines start out with an empty grain tank. This makes it a little bit easier. Hopefully we can get them unloaded roughly at the same time, as long as everything goes alright. I harvested field 27 off camera, so we've got 40 and 45 to do today. Field 38 has been plowed and put with some fertilizer, so we will have to do that as well for 27. We'll probably get those guys working once we get everything set up in this field here, working away to where it'll be self-sufficient for that. That was close. 33 liters left in the tank there in the Thunder Creek fuel trailer. This combine is now full though, so we can get these guys set off and into the field. He's still backing up. Let's do the same thing for you. Drive course at first waypoint. Vehicle convoy mode is on, so he should wait until he gets 50 meters ahead of us and start going. There we go. We do need to get the auto drive course set up for unloading, which I also forgot to set up these combines with the field that we're in. But with that said, I don't have the course set up yet. So let's get auto drive opened up here. Start recording a new course. Make sure that pipe is going to fit wherever we park this. Oh, gonna have to shimmy that over a little bit. So that point should be good right there. We've also got one that was previously put in the field right here, which is going to really affect where the line is going to be. So now I'm just going to drive away and come out to about here probably. And this is field 40, so we're on that point there. F40 in field. Don't know why my caps lock is on, but it is. And now let's back up. Oh, I'm still recording. Forgot about that. Double click. No. So the way I do know how to delete a point is just get that one focused on there and delete. And delete. Okay. Now we gotta follow this line back. So that is that one there. So that point, the one that we're on, can be field 40 grain unload. Oh shoot, I deleted that point. I did not mean to do that. So let's just move you up a little bit and move you over. Move you over as well. And you too. That's the one I want. So let's go, boom, do F40 grain drop. Okay, so now if I go F40 grain drop and do field 40 in field and click go. I might figure it out. Let's put in the pipe back in. Probably waiting for a call for the combine. So let's see about this guy as well. Field 40. Infield. Field 40. Grain drop. Go. You'll figure that out. And then we gotta jump over to the combines after I turn this off, just because that's wasting fuel. It's burned through 3 liters already. Jump over to you and open up your auto drive and click field 40 infield. And same for you. Field 40 infield. So hopefully now the combine, there goes the one grain cart. Off he goes. That's working better than what I was expecting already, to be honest with you. And the other one's going now too. That's great. They are stopping in the field just because they are a little confused. What we should probably do is somehow link this up to the main course just in case, for whatever reason. So let's come to this point here and open up our auto drive. Click start. Move just out of the way a little bit and go from you to you. Okay, that's connected. And we will drive down, flip around, and meet up in here somewhere. And let's go from you to you and stop recording. Like that. And we'll have it come out on this end as well, or come off of this end. That one there is the line that we need. We'll start recording here. And we will go from you to you, and from you to you. Why? I don't know, but having them both there would probably be better than just having the one. And stop recording. And you can set all this up in the actual menu so it will connect to the closest point when you start a new recording. I have it set up so it's all manual. I have to do it. So that looks to be alright. I'm not sure if they'll figure their way out. I would ideally like it so the combine or the grain carts don't come down this run. Get onto that. But if they have to, I guess. Hopefully our semis won't be in the way, which they probably will be. So I'll probably just, right off the bat, I'll move these points over just a tad. Just because I don't want to run into that kind of a problem later on down the road. That over there as well. Hopefully that'll be alright. That should give us enough room, I hope. I'll have to move these over a little bit more, I think, to be honest with you. That's all this really is trying to get things to automate and work well together. I am not an expert. If you're looking for expert advice, Argsy, he's great. I've learned a lot from him. There's some pretty good tutorials as well. Okay, so our combine still needs to be unloaded, and it is unloading right now. That's good. Headlands are always the slower part. I've already been recording for 14 minutes already, and we haven't got much done. So, yeah, let's get the semis sorted. And with the semis getting sorted, I want to make a loop around right down here somewhere. It doubles back on itself. Driver 335 cannot calculate a path. That's probably because he's running down alongside a fence, unless he's trying to figure out how to get home. He's trying to figure out how to get home. So, now, what I'm going to do is create a path going all the way around the field. Hopefully, that combine, the lead combine, can finish the headland pass around so I don't have to drive through crop. So now what I want to do is I want to make sure that we have enough room when that one semi is parked underneath the auger wagon, or the pipe of the auger wagon, that we have enough room for a semi to get by it. So he should be stopped there momentarily. I'm going to click go on you, just to see if we've got enough room to squeak by him there. We do. Perfect. So it's looking like a mess, but as long as the mess works, we're all right. The biggest issue, just like anything, is getting the grain cart to work and to calculate a feed. Yeah, so we're in a really bad spot with this combine to even get a grain cart to him in the first place. But let's try. You are full. So I'm going to turn crop destruction off for a minute here. I'm going to come all the way up to this end, so there should be no problems with finding a path closest to where the grain cart will be at any given time. I'm just going to run around the field with the course generating and link it up to the course that I've already made closer to the actual grain cart, or the grain giant itself. Let's get flipped around here and click start course recording and go for a stroll around the field. Hopefully this way it makes it a lot easier for AutoDrive to calculate different spots. So no matter where they are in the harvest, they can always find their way back to the unloading spot. Fingers crossed this works. It worked in the last field. I did have to create a couple of extra runs for it, but it worked. So hopefully it works on this one. Part of me didn't want to show this all getting set up and doing the headland passes, just because it takes a long time, and it's a lot of just me, him, and Han, and doing different things. But I find that doesn't normally get shown enough, nor does the problem-solving aspects of things. So that one's going to be a little bit different, just because we had to drive around the combine there. And I honestly think this kind of stuff should be shown more, just because in a lot of tutorials it looks like it's all happy days and roses, and that nothing ever goes wrong, and that's just not always the case. With anything Courseplay or AutoDrive, you always got to be tweaking. Not always. Once you get it set up and it's perfect, stop tweaking it. You'll just do yourself more harm than good. But getting things set up is never easy. So actually what I want to do is I want to click you on stop and come back over onto this side and just see if it's going to work. I know the one combine might be in the way and we're not fully around the field, but trial and error is a big part of this. And as we're back here now, I could probably move most of these points back so they're a little bit more straight and not so all over the place. Another big thing when you're setting up AutoDrive routes is make sure they're in line, because if you have something like that, it's not going to be able to do that, and it's not going to get confused and not be able to figure it out. So really sharp corners isn't good for AutoDrive, I've noticed. I'm not a professional by any means. The AutoDrive route that I have set up on this map is not my creation. It was downloadable off the mod network, I'm pretty sure. and it saved me a lot of time. So I don't know if I would have the patience to do everything that has been done, and it's been really helpful. Just getting everything to sell points and everything, already having all that stuff fixed up and ready to go. I think the lead combine, didn't even know I could open the door of this tractor, but apparently you can. Oh, how did I open up this door? Closed door. Please close. There we go. Alright, so if we click go on you, you should run along this course. This combine isn't unloading, and I think the combine up there is stuck on a tree by the looks of it. Auto drive's pretty good at stopping before it runs into things, but not foolproof. And like I said, earlier on in the series, I knew we were going to have problems with these trees, and here we are having problems with the trees. There's a stump here? Oh, there is a stump here. Look at that. Sneaky little bugger. Okay, now that we have that combine going, he's stuck now on another tree. Or stump. Another tree stump, but he's definitely going to be stuck on this tree as well, which is floating in the air a little bit. Is what it is. Object map hider. These guys are right in a clusterfuck over here, which is just what I wanted. So I'll just back you up out of that green cart and click go from here. So this green cart should go and unload. Hopefully that one will go and unload the second combine here in a second. Just want to make sure that everything here is going to be all hunky-dory. They're on their second headland pass. Pipe's going to come out and not hit the grain giant, I am hoping. Perfect. Filling up the one semi. Perfect. I think this is going to work out alright. As long as the grain carts can figure out their way, we'll be in a good spot. What I should really do is just create a run around and connect it up. So do a run from the ending point on this course that he's on right now, or the auto drive route, all the way around the field and do one lap around the field. Hopefully then we are within the range finding area for the auto drive course path generation thing. If that made any sense at all, I don't know. I'm kind of just shooting in the dark and hoping stuff works. I mean, I have done most of these things before. I am a little rusty, if you can't tell. So this has been about 30 minutes of me just rambling. So let's put in a bit of a time lapse and see if we can. I have no idea why this guy is going down here now. He's supposed to be going to field 40 infield. See, this is why we do these tests, because he's on the main course. So let's stop you. For some reason, I think I deleted a point, and it didn't like that. Maybe the point that I originally deleted was connected to something else. So what I'm going to do is go off of that point. That point is there. I'm going to connect it to there. And what I'm also going to do is click that point and connect it to there. So hopefully this will work again. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. So let's flip this guy back around and put him on this path down here and see if he just zips right out to the waiting spot that has been set. Should calculate a course. I think he's driving right to a combine right now. Well, that's alright. That guy drove into a ditch, so that tells me I absolutely need to run a path in the field. Because they are trying to go to the road, and the road is no good, because there's ditches there. Okay, so I've got this grain cart all sorted out of the ditch. I filled up the other grain cart. I emptied the rear combine manually, and it emptied the front combine on its own. Once I linked these two paths up together, hopefully now both these grain carts are heading back to the grain giant at the same time. Hopefully we won't have any issues from here on out. My fingers are crossed. I will probably end up having to run a path down the center too once I see where the combines cut in. But for right now, I think we should be alright. I hope, as long as I have set the route far enough away from these combines. There's a fair bit of headland overlap there. So the lead combine isn't taking in as much corn as the rear combine, which means, of course, the lead combine will get further ahead from the rear combine, just like it did previously. Problem after problem. Not sure what's going on here now, but that grain cart's driving backwards. That grain cart also decided to go down the main road, as you guys probably saw before I cut off the recording. I sent this guy to drive forward to its next waiting point type thing, just to see if he will either go right into the field where he's supposed to, or if he also wants to cut back out onto the road. I did delete the one connecting point from what could be connected to this to the field 40 infield. So we shall see how that goes and if it works out properly. See, he always wants to go down the road. Why doesn't he want to go? I'm just going to have to completely disconnect this from the rest of the course, by the looks of it. Let's just delete that run. So now he can't. He has to go to this point here. Not doing what I want you to do. I'm going to make you do what I want you to do. Send you to the grain drop. And then you should go to field or F40 infield after this point. You have to. You've got nowhere else to go. Can't reach field 40 infield. What do you mean you can't reach field 40 infield? Literally from that point to that point, from that point to that point, that point to that point, that point to that point. Do it now. Thank you. Oh, that took long enough.
You seem to know something I don't. What's going on? Can you tell me what it is, please? I'm not that yours. I'll brush you off just like the dust upon my shoulder. I have a hunch of who you are. Believe it or not, I got the strength to blow you over. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way.
So, as you can see from the janky time lapse, I've been having troubles with the second combine running down and getting caught in the trees down there. Also, I'm not sure if you can hear my cat yelling at me in the background, but she is currently staring at me, yelling at me because she doesn't know who I'm talking to. And she hates people. Fertilizing went well on field 27. I'm pretty happy with that. That is currently getting plowed out as well. Or cultivated, sorry. Working on our last little bit of the land here, the first land at least. The semis keep bumping into each other on one of the small narrow roads just because of the way they are trying to get to the grain dryer. Takes them down one of the narrower roads. So that kind of sucks. I gotta keep manhandling those just like I keep manhandling this one combine. For some reason, I found him in the river. I'm not sure if you guys saw that or not. He wanted to go for a swim. Normally, wouldn't have a big deal about that, but he had corn in the tank, and I do not want my corn getting wet. That means it has to spend more time in the dryer. Thankfully, this is not a realistic series, because if it was, I would be shit out of luck and jolly well fucked. I feel like no one says jolly well fucked anymore. Some people still say shit out of luck. That's why I keep saying it a couple times, trying to get more people to say it again because it's a great phrase. So I'm going to do a bit of a jump cut here, just because this recording, this whole episode, I don't know how you guys do it. Any of you that are watching who does these big fields all the time, I'm looking at you, Kedrick Farms. How? Just how do you edit and record videos where fields take this long? I'm not complaining, I am enjoying it, but I am running out of things to talk about. And to try to keep it relevant. If it wasn't, to be honest to you, if it wasn't for all the mishaps and things I gotta keep checking on, I honestly don't know how I would be able to do this as a recording. I love playing on these big American maps, and my off time I'll just plug away at these things. But the recording and filming of them is something I'm not super used to. I've also had a couple of wobbly pops. It's Labor Day long weekend, so when I'm recording this, which is a week in advance, but I had the time, so I figured I might as well get it done now and not rushing come next week for the Saturday upload of Flint Hills. Yes, Flint Hills. So, I'll see you guys in a bit. Hopefully this field will look a lot different. Hopefully. So here we are. We're almost done our field, finally. I've been having a couple of issues with AutoDrive doing this exactly. We'll pull up like that and stop instead of backing up, getting out of the way. They pull right up and get in the way. It's definitely made everything a lot more manual, moving things around. We are coming up to our last strip here now, I think. Yeah, the one combine is finished up there at, yeah, he's finished up here, needs to be unloaded. And the other combine will need to be as well. I think I didn't mean to clean him, but I'm just going to stop the driver, close that. I'm just going to manually unload this guy. One less problem. It is starting to get dark. So we are going to finish or start the final field, field 45, in the morning. Once this strip is done, we'll just skip through the night. We have 1.2, probably 1.3 million corn up in the dryer right now, so that's good. Not quite as much as what I was hoping for. I was hoping to get 2.5 million liters of corn this year. We'll be lucky to hit 2 million, I think. Field 45 isn't super big. I mean, it's bigger than field... I think it's almost the same size as field 38. So we might get over 2 million liters of corn, but we'll know better come the morning. So I'll see you guys when the sun is coming up and not coming down, if the brakes want to work on this thing. Thank you very much. Alright, see you in the morning. So, here we are. It's the next day. We've got 21% crop moisture. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon already. Let's just speed up time a little bit further here, see if we can get down to that magical 20 number before we get dark. Still 21. Getting late in the day already. Still 21. We'll give it one more day to day 6. How's the corn making out? Is it turned to the darker shade of ready to harvest? No, it has not. There's a couple of fields left that haven't been harvested yet. None of them are corn. That one's not really a field. So, it's not looking great. We'll give it one more day. And if it doesn't mature by tomorrow, not mature, but get down to the crop moisture, down to 20% or below, since it was pretty cold last night, I'll just have to turn the crop moisture off, unfortunately. Not really something that I want to do, but yeah, we're back up to 24 already. In the minuses. Definitely not looking great. No, I'm just going to call it. Crop moisture off. Now I just gotta clear out some space in here for the semi. I am really not sure how long this video is. Oh, I forgot to turn the time back down. Would not be good. So I'm just going to clear out this space, and I'll see you back when I get everything set up and underway for this field. Welcome to the Towing Life Podcast, where we discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly in the towing industry. I am your host, Towman G, and as usual, I am joined by my co-host, friend, and former co-worker, the one chain wonder himself, Mr. Plain Guy. Do 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 do. Welcome to the Towing Life Podcast, where the ditches are deep, the trucks are loaded, but the drivers are not. I am your host, Towman G, and as usual, I am joined by my co-host, friend, and former co-worker, the one chain wonder himself, Plain Guy. Alright, so I think I finally got everything all situated for now. We're still on the headland passes, so how the longevity of this good streak is going to be, I do not know. But I've got them unloading out at the grain giant where it was. I've got the fertilizer going down on this field, and it's getting tilled up all at the same time. The two grain carts running. The reason why I wanted them to unload out here was just because the space is kind of limited in this area. I wasn't sure exactly where the combines were going to be or how they were going to work. So I just wanted to get that whole operation out of the way. Plus there's a creek crossing, and I'd much rather see the tractors run through the creek than semis. So realisticness, I guess. With that said, everything seems to be going alright. I think I said that already because I am dumbfounded at how well it works. I did a auto drive route around the outside of the field before I started, and that worked really well. The only issue I came across was running into too many nodes out there by the grain giant location, just where I was putting the where I set the point itself. Shut up, cat! Sorry. My cat is yelling at me still. She is upset, and I do not know why. She doesn't mind it when I yell at her. She just keeps yelling back at me. So, the give and take, I guess. But as long as everything works here, I might get a aerial drop-down view. I'm kind of concerned with how this grain cart is acting. It's now driving into the crop to unload this combine, which is going to cut over here in a second, which is going to royally bugger him up. I really do not know what he's doing. That one's almost full as well, and that grain cart is not doing anything either. I shouldn't have said anything about it being a good streak. Oh boy. Well, let's see how well this all works. So it was about at this moment I knew I buggered up. When I set up the course play course, I forgot to hit the lands mode. So, every other pass, their pipes are going to be into the corn. Hopefully it's not going to be that big of a deal. But I do not want to make you guys sit here and watch this any longer, especially since what I think this episode is going to be is over an hour long to begin with. I'm just going to call it here. So, just hop down into something. I've got the semi going again here now. Both combines are pretty well full. Grain Giant still has 8,000 liters in it. So, thank you guys for watching. If any of you are here at the end, drop a comment down below. Let me know that you watched all the way to the end. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you didn't like the video or you don't like me, there's a button down there for that too. And just comment or saying anything. We're coming into winter here. Tell me if you want to see me push some snow around or not. It's up to you. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Toodles!